You're listening to Beer and That podcast, Brewers Edition. Same old hosts.
Oh, jeez, here we go. I forgot about it.
Boing.
Brand new content. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to another Beer and That episode, Brewers Edition.
Fancy.
Said that in the wrong order.
Yeah.
But
so many beers beforehand, isn't it?
it is. It's a couple of cheekies. We're here with Mr. Shifty himself, Lee of Shifty Lizard Brewing. Anyway,
G'day, how are we?
we're good, man. We're good. It's we've had a bit of fun already, having a bit of a walk around the brewery and a couple of cheekies and stuff. So, been waiting to do this with you for a little while now, mate. This is I'm pretty excited anyway. Coming up here,
Yeah.
We're at a big day too, so I'm happy to be sitting there drinking a beer.
Did you even work today, or just drunk piss all day? Or
Well, that's what we do.
Simdog's here too. I'll just jump in. Sorry. Before the introductions are completely, over and gone. Hello, everyone.
And you're currently unemployed.
I'm currently unemployed, which is fantastic.
Hopefully you
Never
stay that
felt
way.
it.
how's it
Yeah,
feel?
well, we'll see.
Tell me how it feels.
Horrific. Like, I've got a mortgage and shit now.
So it feels the way it looks then.
Yeah. Yes.
Homeless.
Yes. Rich. That's so rich.
So, for those of you unfamiliar with the podcast, what we do is we're going to have a chat to Shifty about where you come from, mate. What you've been doing, how you become and set up this lovely brew house. What is it? Brew pub.
Well, it's soon to be a brew distillery.
Brew.
Yes.
Cheeky.
We've heard about this.
So how did you start, mate? Where did you come from?
With my mum's womb originally, and then as I figured out that I could speak and do all the rest of it,
Soon after,
beers shortly followed.
Yeah.
Thanks to Dad. Crownies, just to make it elegant as well. But essentially, I don't know. Suppose I got into some home brewing back in when I was around about 16 years old.
That early, man?
Yeah, well, Dad was sick of me drinking his piss, so bought me a home brew system. And then from that point, I until I was about 18 years old is when I actually moved over to the UK. So ventured over
young
there.
to head over and
It was
do that.
Well, it was pussy that drew me there. I can say this. Yeah. So that's what kind of drew me over, and I met a British girl at that point. Went overseas, and then kind of kept on brewing. But I ended up meeting some friends at a local pub, the ones that we were drinking at, and they got me involved in the beer industry over there, which was essentially I was a beer technician. Which is a posh way of saying I was just a pisshead looking for my easiest fix and cheapest fix. So, so I started working for a few contracting companies over there that did installation work for Heineken, Carlsberg, AB InBev, fitting out pubs throughout the whole of the UK. Some jobs up.
And I assume that was fairly busy.
Yeah.
In the UK.
Oh god, yeah. It was.
Like a drink, don't they?
Oh mate, they do know how to drink. As much as us Aussies know how to drink, they do know how to consume. They drink proper pints.
The big boys.
Yeah. So it's what we're trying to push for in the tap house a little bit more. We try and push people down the line of having a proper pint.
proper pint.
Yeah. Big boys pint.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to come with their big boy pants on to be able to.
I
tackle
honestly
it,
struggle at times, and this is just creature of habit. You go to Melbourne, I got my partner's family in Victoria, and you get the proper pints, and they drink them quicker.
Yeah, but they also give
just,
you.
and it's
They also
such a
give you
big
pots.
beer.
Is it pots? They give you pots over there.
Fuck, I don't know. I just asked for the biggest one
Yeah.
because I can't look like a pussy, But they're big. They're big beers.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Compared to what we're used to.
And it's what we probably should be drinking though, because it also means less journeys to the bar.
Yeah.
But
less swipes of the card too.
yeah, it's just bigger, expensive swipes each time.
Yeah. We're stupid.
Well, I think it's money bang for buck, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not real money when it's on your card either.
Nah.
If you're not handing over cash, it's so much easier. Just bing, big one, please.
They've got us, don't they? Hook,
Yeah.
line and sinker with this new card system. We're done.
So what got you to the UK as an 18-year-old?
So pussy. It was pussy.
It was the Sheely. Which you met here, or
Yep.
was it an online affair? Or?
No, she wasn't mail order
was that
because that
before
would have
internet at
backfired
your
on me. Mail ordered her, and then she was like, oh, "By the way, I want you to come back and meet my family for 9 years." So, essentially, I met a girl on footy trip.
Yep.
When as you do, and then ended up. She was a British girl, so she had a visa over here for a certain time. We then ended up. She needed to go back, so I got a visa to go back over there.
Okay. Yeah.
And then when I got back over there, I actually started working for a wheel writing company. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
If you gave me 100 guesses of what you did as soon as you went over there.
Do you know, I should have, actually. I should have. Never have gotten that. And everyone's like, what do you do? And I'm like, wheels. And they're like, oh, you're a tyre expert then. And I'm like, no. Last will and testament. Death.
Yeah, right.
So, you can imagine doing that shortly. Or a couple of our people that we contacted was like, have you thought about writing a will? And they were like, my husband's just died. I'm like, well, then you know how important it is, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, a few cringe moments, but you do what you
As
do
a young
for
bloke, that would have
sales.
been tough,
Yeah, man.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Well,
different
it was
country
the
and-
hours, it was commission based, it was whatever I could get as soon as I rocked up.
Yeah, of course.
We then started drinking at a pub called the Roundhouse, which was actually on a golf course. So we used to go and spend near enough every night down that place. We got to know the locals. The pub atmosphere is amazing. Everyone, it's like, it's your set pub. That's where you go. You don't go many other places unless you're out on a night out.
Yeah.
So we would go down to the Roundhouse, and that's where I met and God rest his soul, a Jamie, who was working as a beer technician at the time and sleeping with the landlord. So,
You know a bit about that?
Yeah, well.
you guys
Let's not go there.
don't
with
get
your
any
pre-
ideas about me either. You are not
past
getting in. You're
apprentice.
not getting in these pants, all right?
Give us a couple of the gearless, mate.
Yeah, well, that's the mail. You can take advantage of me in a couple more drinks.
So just backtrack a little bit. Was the Roundhouse round?
It was actually a half circle, really. So semi-round. Yeah, semi-round. Not a full roundhouse.
We've got it done before with that, haven't we?
Yeah.
The folding.
The half job does the folding. Yeah. That's brilliant. We'll find out why it's a half job later as well.
I want to hear this. Yeah. It sounds.
Glad this is on a visual medium.
Yeah.
And then
It's segue.
and then back to what we're actually talking about. So from that point, obviously staying in that place and that, there was a job opportunity to come up with installing beer equipment and that. So Jamie, got me a meeting with his boss, and then from that point, I just became a technician, which was literally running around to pubs all around Britain, installing beer taps, beer lines, and beer equipment. So
you get to really learn the shit as well, or is it kind of, this is how you do it, you do it?
pretty
You know
much
what I mean?
like everything else, mate, I just winged the shit out of it.
Can we put that as a quote?
Yeah. Shifty winging it since 06.
Pretty much. That was the year that was the year we were
Done my
on.
research.
So,
We have a successful podcast and I do my research.
Yep.
Clearly.
I've done someone needs to. So.
Two lies. One after another. Absolutely. So did you get into brewing over there then, man, or was it just installing?
Well, I'd been brewing on and off since 16 years old, and so then when I that just really started to get my interest going in beer and what beer was all about, and how to know, essentially the dispensing aspect of beer, rather than the actual brewing of it. So, when you can understand the way it should come out the tap as well as the way you brew it, it kind of then finishes off that whole story of beer. You can make it and then give it to somebody. What happens after that? So when I was in that business, you're talking about CO2 volumes in the actual beer, and then that affects the way it is dispensed. So the temperature it comes out the tap, what you need to install to make sure that this beer is super chilled, the types of styles of beer and what should be at certain temperatures and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of just where it all led. So it just enhanced the knowledge of beer and probably my desire to drink more of it.
It's a hard arm to twist there too, mate, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of
poetic, wasn't it?
massive
Really?
little testament though. If you have a look at we've actually got pints of the brewski with us.
Brewski.
Just have a look at how that's sitting in the glass, man. Like the upside down snowstorm is what I like to say.
You do.
That's a perfect pour, like a perfect pint. And it's such an important thing that you said there was that you can brew all the beer you want, but if you're serving it to your customers and it's not getting to the customer at its optimum,
as intended, yeah.
then what's the point?
What's the point of brewing it in the first place?
Yeah.
When somebody walks back to you because it's been put in a shit glass, and they walk back to you and go, "My beer's flat." You're like, that actually is a bit of a kick in the face to the actual person that brewed it originally.
Yeah.
But that goes back from them. It's also the person behind the bar and the way they served it to you. And I'm a big believer in these glasses are, we specifically have these because they continue the head in the actual beer. So it's that appearance that you'll get through the whole way through your pint. And, if you pour it into a glass that is, from IKEA, apologies if anyone has IKEA glasses out there, but throw them in the fucking beer.
I do. Not for drinking beer. I actually spend a lot of money on the beer drinking glasses, but the water glasses are IKEA.
It's just for the posh factor. The wank factor. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So,
the head start glasses and
it's super important for the beer.
Because you can be a beer snob with the quotes, or you can be your regular Joe. For the beer, you can tell when a beer doesn't look right, and that's the other, it is for everyone, but it's appreciated.
Talking about that, my old man, you go to the pub or whatever, and he drinks Carlton Draft flat out. And if it doesn't grip to the glass, glass is dirty.
Yeah, it's a massive
the head's diminished.
It's actually...
So it's actually really important to a consumer in their 60s who's never drunk a craft beer in their life.
The best
that it has head retention and that it grips the glass because the glass is clean. It's a correct vessel.
If you don't have a head saver on the bottom of the glass, you're better off having a dirty glass, because at least it creates bubbles.
Bubbles the whole way down.
So if you don't have a head saver, go and rub it in the mud for a little bit, give it a little rinse out, and pour your beer into it, because it'll hold the bubbles on the side of the glass. So at least you will start to have some of that CO2 caught throughout it. But
since you've mentioned the serving and that, I can't stop looking at this because the Instagrams, right? You see all these cunts putting their shit up with the just filthy glasses.
Yeah.
This could not be a more perfect example of what a beer should.
Yeah.
This is a beer commercial, mate. This is from the 80s. Yeah,
nice and clear.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
now you just need Simo to go on. And then look at the camera in that blue steel look.
And I've got it, don't I?
And I've got it now.
Got it. Don't deny this. I've got the fucking...
So we're in England, right? You've been putting in Britain or England? So the same thing.
That's the same.
Same.
Yeah.
You've been installing. You're a beer tech. When do you come back and birth this wonder that is Shifty Lizard Brewing?
So, bit of backpacking to find my soul. And then once I found my soul, I kind of just kept getting, beer is life, and you know when it's right. And so essentially I just got back into the homebrew. I converted my mum and dad's shed, which was originally a weed growing factory, when I was younger. Didn't work out.
At least you did that, not the gutters on the side of the house.
Yeah.
That's another story. We should be noting down these stories that we need to go back to.
This is Shifty Part 2.
Uncut.
So basically converted a little shed that had just been used as storage out the back, insulated it, and started doing my home brew in that. Using Dad as my sexy assistant to kind of hold the grain bag whilst I drain it out and all that kind of shit. And so that was back in 2004, late 2014 when I got back from backpacking. 2015 is when I really thought I want to make a go of this. Danny, one of my long-time best mates, and has always been really skilled at the art of drawing. It was just a no-brainer because Shifty Lizard and his style of art would just go hand in hand. So I hit him up and just basically asked him to kind of draw me up a logo and all that kind of stuff. And it didn't take much for him to go and get it spot on. Then I thought, well, I can't afford to pay this guy now, so why not just give him a part of the business, And then it also made him invested in the actual business. So what he wanted to do was continuously create for the business because one, his art is being seen by everybody, and my beer has been drunk by everybody. Yeah. So it was absolutely prime because at the end of the day, and especially
harmonious,
now.
Really,
Hey,
in a business that's harmonious.
Yep.
And to work with your best mates.
And then how good's that?
Yep. Well, it could have made or broke us, and there's been so many times that we almost broke us. But the fact that we've been long-term mates and all that, you can get over it. Yeah, it's like and you just kind of you understand that he's a prick, and and that's fine. So take what he's said to you and lump it and get on with it. Yeah. And I mean, I'm as bad. So love you, Danny, but
we invited him. Where is he?
Is that him out in the cold, freezing?
Tapped on the window with a knife, doing the slit throat gesture. So basically, me and him have worked since start of 2015, and then we officially was legally selling beer by December 2016.
That's really fast, really, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, so it just gave me a chance to kind of get my head around the what I wanted to brew, what we needed to launch, getting the interest up, and then getting all the legal aspects sorted out, which kind of is the funds drainer of it all. So
in that first 2 years, up to that December 16, and prior was 14 or 15 or whatever. So we're talking a 2-year period.
Yep.
How much doubt was in your head that this could ever be a serious career?
I don't think it was doubt. I think at that point,
excitement.
Yeah, I think at that point you just believe that it's going to work.
Yeah.
You don't think about anything else. Yeah. The financial aspect of it all didn't even cross my mind. Yeah. It was like, I will make beer and people will buy it.
Yeah,
that's how it worked in my head. So that's what we did.
That's really important. I just thought I'd ask that because it's really important for anyone listening to this podcast that want to have a career or need to. That fuck it.
Yeah. You can tell
because if you believe in something, then you should achieve something.
You can see the product he's brought out. Like, this is not someone who's doing this just for. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a corporate.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say this without saying
you're a cockhead that's a whack fan.
It's rad. Like, everything about this screams like fun, happy. Drinking,
Well,
that's our kind of motto with the logo is good fun beer.
I was going to say it better not be happy fun drinking.
Happy fun drinking.
I'll rewrite it for you.
Copyright.
Because you're a father.
God, I want royalties now every time you say that.
But yeah,
it was literally a matter of just going balls deep in it. What could go wrong?
2 foot in the pool kind of guy.
You know me.
All right, so because we're conscious of time here as well, mate, what we're going to do is, we've everyone who's listening, we've got the brewski, so everyone get your brewskis out, all right?
Yep.
No, I drank mine.
Pull it out. Go and get it. Go and get a refill.
Just gave me some.
Yeah, because
this is a pussy.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get a jug of the Bruce next time. I think that'll be easier.
Now the brewski, Lee, tell us about it. What's going on?
Brewski, our mid-strength easy ale. More of our the style is really to be one for the people driving, so that people got something light. Two is because we get super drunk young teens come through our venue in tour groups that think they can handle the monster. Not many people can. Simo, how'd you go with the monster last time? It destroys.
I'm alright.
It destroys lives, but you know you get a young tour group mob and that come in, and they sometimes the best thing to do is give them the lowest strength beer that you possibly can. And we never had a low strength beer, so it was always important, one, because you can get people come in, they want to come and try your beer, but they've always got a driver generally with them that needs to drink something light.
Yeah.
So that was Brewski, but what we want Brewski to be is a competitive product against some of those other, you know, like 4X Gold and all those other beers out there.
The sessions.
Yeah, people think that, you know, if they're super light and they're going to take a 30-pack to the party, well, you may as well grab a slab of Brewski and drink that.
You know what, though?
So,
Can I also say for craft beer, unbelievably affordable, by the way.
Yeah.
It's amazing, because I've seen, I follow you guys, obviously, on the Instas and stuff, and see... For those of you who think it's craft beer, I can't afford it. Yes, you can. Have a look at what they're selling.
Yeah.
The Brewski and the Session Ale for. It is that close to macro shit. You know what I mean? Like
without being, but with being crafty.
But I don't mean it's that close to
No,
macro.
no,
shit. The price.
That's right.
Not the beer.
You idiots! Look at you've offended him, and we're packing up.
If eyes could kill, right?
Can you say what I was trying to say? No,
It's saying basically that it's beautifully well balanced beer that is the best quality craft for a low strength style.
I agree with
Thank you, Lee.
Not Chris.
Yeah, don't listen to me.
So I've been Lee, and this is Craft Beer Banter. So, taking over.
We should just give him a
It's really.
But look, if you can't afford it, go into your mum and dad's purse and just go and get the extra money to sort you out for it. It's really, it's not a lot more. Maybe $5 or $10.
Or you can just pay way under
Just
100.
Yeah, exactly
Couple
right.
cartons, mate.
Yeah. Just get it back before they realise.
Yeah.
They probably got 6 cards anyway, so...
Yes, that's
premium
funny now.
Snapchats.
Where you can follow me on Shifty_Lizard if you want to send some of these premium Snapchats to me.
Can you tell her he did that? Oh my god. So what are we looking for taste-wise here, Shifty?
Taste-wise, it's a nice, easy, drinkable beer. We've made it nice and clear. We bright tank it, so we try and get out as much of the hop residue and yeast matter as much as possible. Crash chill it down to. This gets down to about 1 degree and carbonate it so that it's as clean as you can possibly get it. 3.5%. Low on hop, but enough hop in there to know that it's craft.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
I
You're not
agree.
understanding
Yeah. On the aroma, you know. You
Yep.
definitely know.
What are we pairing this with, Shiv?
probably go just a burger.
Yeah, I think so.
Just something burger, nothing too offensive or anything like that. Just something easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I like to call this footy beer for me.
Yeah.
Go to the Sandfield, whatever, and
Let's
have
NFL. Let's give it the Sam.
Smash a sausage roll with it or something.
Oh, yeah, that.
Or nothing and drink all day.
On the hill, you know, at Adelaide Oval.
Oh,
This
no,
would be
this
really good. We'll see if we can sneak it in there, but you know,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
It's really close with the SMA at Adelaide Oval. We'll get it on.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, before we take up the whole night with everyone here, we're gonna wrap up segment 1.
Yep.
We're gonna come back with segment 2. We're gonna talk about current day Shifty, have another beer, and get back onto. I want to know about the name. Everyone wants to know about the name. Stay tuned for the name. Well, hello, and welcome back to segment 2 of
DOS.
Yeah, Beer and That, the Brewers edition. Mr. Shifty himself giving up his valuable time.
Yeah. Well, if we could wrap this up, guys. I've got shit to do.
I was about to put an adjective to that time. Sexy time. But I won't. Now, segment 2. Thank you again, mate, for wasting an arvo with us or an evening.
Well wasted, I suppose.
Like you're going to be later, Simo. Segment 2, mate. What do we want to go on a bit of Shifty Lizard, current day, what you're brewing, what you're loving, what you're not liking, what you think of the craft beer industry at the moment, and most importantly, before we're going to finalise with the Shifty Lizard name, everyone wants to know, is that really about your penis?
Well, I mean, where do I start?
Short answer, yes.
Yes.
Segment finished.
Yes, well, it's a long story. So the beers right now, core range is Brewski Session Ale, 2 IPAs, which is West Coast and an English, a big double of Monster, which we're drinking now. The Stouty McStout Face, which is very traditional style, nice roasted coffee flavours and that. And then current on tap as our limited release is the Rose of Sharon, which is our hibiscus Nipa. Been fairly well received, that one as well. Couple of tweaks to the recipe and that, but that's what we're running down now before our next limited release beer.
We might keep that segment 3, shall we?
Keep that for the
Let's
upcoming.
keep that a little bit. Keep the listeners on a hook. We're going to line them in.
All right. Yeah.
I got to tell you that Rose of Sharon, my missus wants me to order that weekly almost now. Two reasons. I think she thought you were a little bit attractive, by the way, Lee, first of all. And then second of all...
Everyone's attractive compared to you, to be honest.
I'm an upgrade from you, mate.
She'd fuck the pillow next to her that you're not on.
You can put a picture of me on that pillow if it enhances it as well.
She put a Shifty label on the back of my head.
Shh, don't turn around.
What, she's fucking you from behind?
Yeah. Pegging.
Of course, yeah.
It's called pegging.
Like a peg.
Get into it. We should probably take that bit out, shouldn't we?
The majority of it should stay.
Yeah, she was, mate, like, she hasn't been drinking a lot.
Yep.
But that was like her absolute loved it.
Enjoyed it?
It was
Yeah,
mate,
you mentioned after you'd left.
Yeah. Credits, compliments to the chef.
Thank
you very much. Yeah, well, and that was our tweaked version of it, which I just was super happy with for what it is as a beer, which doesn't really appeal to every single drinker. I think it's good for the style, and it kind of actually brings in 2 drinkers: the New England style drinkers that like the hazy and the fruity, but then also a lot of the ladies really like that sour tartness, and that's kind of had both elements of that. I don't think it's had the love that it deserves. Ooh. Yeah, I strongly believe I don't think it's had the love it deserves. It has had good reviews, but it hasn't been sought after for a beer. You know, and I suppose it might come to the scale of the business, but at the same time, putting it in a can is just kind of take it to a new level, I feel.
Is that something that Shifty Lizard will be looking to do?
We actually will be moving limited releases to cans within a month.
That is, you heard it here first.
Yeah. We always get the exclusive. The exclusive.
Yeah.
People wait for us to roll up.
That is really exciting, though, mate. We know that there's the whole bottle versus can debate, but just knowing that that's coming is that's really exciting. And what pushed you in that direction?
We know that the industry demands it. You know, like it's what everyone wants now. It makes the beer look sexy. It's better for the beer. It doesn't let in oxygen. It doesn't let in light strike onto the beer, so it doesn't like kill the flavour off as quick or anything like that. So the actual beer is better in can. It's easier for shipping. It's cheaper on shipping.
Oh, but it tastes like aluminium. That whole hoo-ha in the 80s. Remember?
But they've counteracted that.
You were the only one who was alive in the early 80s, though, Simo. That's the thing.
You're older than me. I was born in the 90s, so how does it get fuck sound? But no, in saying that, we did do, Chris and I attended a course last year? This year? Early this year.
Last year.
Was it
early this year.
It was definitely
Old
this
age
year.
is kicking in here.
which was a sensory course, and Mr. Nelson himself talked about how every bottle these days is, correct me if I'm wrong because I'm half pissed, but every bottle and can is lined with the same film. So there's there's no possible way that you can, when people go, oh, this tastes a bit tinny, it tastes, that all bottles and cans are actually lined with the exact same material that can't produce off flavours out of a can.
Well, essentially, I don't know if you ever smoked weed back in the late 90s, early...
I was a child.
Early noughties.
So yes.
So yeah, of course you did. But aluminium pipes would also be something that would flake. So aluminium would go into your throat. And this is similar to the way acidic alcohol used to react with a can. And so the aluminium would flake. Minuscule, like it wasn't a lot, but the acidic and like ciders and all that kind of stuff would actually flake that can if it left over a long period of time. So when you drunk it, that would go into your throat. What they've actually done is now developed obviously a film on the inside of it, which some people are against because it's like a plastic.
We haven't done the testing yet to see how it's going to react or whatever.
We need to put it into the craft beer lab, scientific lab to figure that out. But now they have that lining on the inside of it, which any acidity does not destroy the aluminium of it, and it treats the beer quite well. However,
Well, thank you for validating my...
He kind of said what you were saying, but he said it well.
Yeah.
And not like a brain-dead chimp.
Yeah. It's the same shit inside, so fuck it. Basically.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
So
cans coming in limited releases is where we were trying to get to.
Yeah.
Who's doing that?
I feel like there's something that keeps putting us off course in this.
And what are we allowed to ask? How often are you kind of planning a limited release? Is it like actually seasonal, like for a year kind of thing, or what are you? As your heart desires?
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months.
Every 2 months, a new beer will be coming out.
That is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Strap yourself in,
That
boys.
sounds like we scripted that. We actually genuinely did it. That's actually really...
What are these cue cards in front of you then?
I didn't know that.
wrong time to say that. Yeah, that's in 10 minutes.
No, that's really cool, man. And should we wait till segment 3?
No, we'll go.
Yeah.
So
Let's
there's
go
little
future stuff and
Little slithers, all right.
Yeah.
So, how did you decide on this core range? Obviously, the IPAs, we know the story, but maybe the listeners don't. Please.
I believe IPA is a very, very popular style beer, and that's probably my go-to. So I always try to base my core range on what I want to drink. I think that was important is because if I don't want to drink it, then nobody else obviously wants to drink it. Yeah, well, I mean, it's my love. That's why I started the whole thing. That's why generally every brewer should start it, is because they love what they're drinking and what they're producing. So share it with the world, right? So we went down the route of a pale ale, an IPA, and a stout originally when we started. We also had the hoppy Irish red ale, which was nitro, which is coming back.
Oh,
It's coming back.
It's so weird you say that because I saw it on Untapped the other day. The hoppy Irish red, and I was like, I don't remember trying that.
It's one of our best rated as well.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm still gutted. I'm still fucking gutted.
Oh, the pale ale.
Yeah.
The pale ale is
It was
mine and
almost
Simo's
my
favourite pale ale.
For a bit there, it was like not only my gateway, but it was also my desert island beer.
It was honestly, we were like, this is how a pale ale is supposed to.
I was going so far out of my way sometimes to go because I knew that the Holdy was selling at the drive-through.
Yeah.
To get it, to have that can in my hand that was all, scaly.
The scaly
to
can.
just get fucking blind on it.
Do you want to come in your pants right now?
Do I have to touch
Oh, look at that
Because
webcam.
I've got something.
Do I have to skate?
I've got something that. Yes, first of all.
Okay, I'm in.
But two, we may be redesigning the recipe, which is currently in a tank out the back as an experimental, based on the original pale ale recipe coming out as an XPA.
Please.
Simo, you happy now?
Let me hang on.
I'm just-
Go really. I'm so happy. don't deep throat it.
That's actually genuinely really
That's
great
real.
news, man. That's fucking unreal.
Yeah, I was gutted. Your name is fucking Dust, eh?
Yeah. Some people.
Chris, guess what I've just heard? Because I
didn't believe it.
I'd
Hey,
come
I
here
didn't
on
believe
holiday. I was on holiday up here for a weekend with the missus and stuff up at Kaipo Forest, and came here and I was like, I've got to go get the pail up from Shifty Lizard. I haven't been to the brew house and whatever, so I came here and I'm in the fridge and I'm like looking around, and then it wasn't you, it was some guy. Is that what you're looking for? I said, oh, just the pail. It's fucking standard, man.
Oh, mate.
No, we don't
Why
sell
else
it.
am I here?
We don't sell it anymore. I was like, part of me died. I was gutted.
That was genuinely
But I'm glad.
such a good two-style
It's
pale ale
such
as
a
well.
beautiful pale. It was-
People have loved that.
So much
and
fun.
I do, there's a part of me that feels like I still need to bring back that exact same recipe. And there's a part of me that wants to change it and develop it and make it something new, because it's going to be re-released as a new style beer.
That's fine.
Mate, if it's
Just
the
make
best,
me a batch of the original.
if it's the best beer you've ever made, how do you know it couldn't be better? You know.
Well, exactly.
So we could be getting a.
or it could be shitter. Glass half full, or the glass somebody shat in the glass.
I'm a glass half full kind of guy, mate. Look at me.
No, that's a glass full kind of guy. And then refill it, and then refill it. And then
Well, it's this lovely amber liquid, mate.
It's because you're fat, Chris. You get it.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay.
Okay.
But then again,
Glass
things
house
make
is
up like I get it. Make up like the old Shaz up there, the hibiscus. Like that's cool, man. Like trying that, I really enjoyed it. Not my normal go-to, but
We heard a bit of a story too about your pale ale. No, not your pale ale. Your IPA coming second or something. Is that right? Is
Double
the-
IPA.
Double IPA. Please inform our
Sore
loyal-
subject.
loyal.
Sore subject.
Who'd you lose to, mate?
Oh, Pirate Life.
Those fucking bastards. No.
Well, I was actually, I say that, I was actually at their brewery last Friday.
I did see that. I saw you there.
yeah,
On
well,
your
I-
social media.
I always do when I do my deliveries, wherever I finish closest to, I try and find a craft beer venue that I can go and have a beer at. So.
Last time was your house.
yeah, exactly.
You buy enough beer, you
I
get
knew
anything.
you had a loophole on tap over there, so I was straight in. So I literally, so popped into Pirate Life. It was actually really, really good to go and see that place. It looks amazing, so definitely worth a visit. Just don't spend too much money there and spend your money elsewhere at a local brewery. So,
Spend it.
but no, train of thought, where did it go?
Your IPA. What
Yeah,
one
double
second?
you.
Yes, double IPA. Monsters, Gila Monster or Gila Monster. If you're Hispanic, because it is a southern lizard, venomous. So Gila Monster.
A bit like Chris's.
Yes, it's southern. It's southern lizard.
It's short.
and nearly
You call it the
extinct.
chode then, I
Yes,
Smells like a big one.
the double IPA. Moving on quickly. The
Like
double
a skunk, isn't
IPA.
it? They give out and then it's nothing.
The double IPA was we entered it in the Royal Beer and Cider Awards along with the other beers and that who have done well. However, it was the double IPA that I didn't really know about. So I was actually speaking with a couple of mates and that from Big Shed actually, which was Watsy, who's developed the hazing. So I was with Watsy, and he turned around and said, "Congratulations, mate." I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "No, your double IPA just won gold in the Royal Beer and Ciders," and I'm like, "Get fucked." No, surely not. Actually, surely not. It didn't. But yeah, I know. But so he's jumped straight onto it. He's looked through the results and whatever. And the what's actually occurred is we were silver medal winners, and we done really, really well in the results. However, we got picked at the post by Pirate Life IPA. So fucking close. We were so close, and really probably came down to some of the minor details within the beer.
Did you get the judging back?
It was lower on carbonation than required, and I don't even know what the other element was. It wasn't a big deal, other than they said your beer should be better. So,
Oh Jesus!
no, they didn't. They didn't say that. But it was like it was like low carbonation.
It was a beer stick. We're talking a beer stick.
Whatever. Yeah. So
That's the David and Goliath thing, though. How good is that to hear how close this wicked little...
And I've perfected the recipe since then. So I'm like coming back hungrier than
like
ever.
a wolf Simo,
You know?
or like Simo.
Yeah. It's just when he's knocking on those windows of all those ladies he's been stalking.
But that, mate, it's a. I think that's really rough to call this a silver medal beer. This is the Gila is, and I'm not an IPA guy, believe it or not.
You were.
I used to be. It's just that it's ruined my palate. But this is such a malt driven as well, like double IPA compared to some where it's just you just hops, smack your face off. You actually have like this wicked malt backbone. The colour is this lovely, like amber copper colour beer.
But it's still clear.
It's still clear, but
It's just the depth, I think. It's the depth in malt body. The balance of what I try to achieve with it is not. I mean, for a double IPA, you wanna dry hop the hell out of it. You want to just get all your bags and just drop it in there and fill it to the top where there's like hops just spilling out over the top, and you're like, well, we need more hops. But I wanted to balance the hell out of it, and I thought, let's just, like the malt and then the hop flavour and all that, and at various times give it a little bit of bitterness. It needs to have that leanness in your throat. It needs to have that flavour and the oil that you can just taste that sits on your palate. But the aroma just can't smash you for 6. But I feel like it needs to be there, like, and prominent. And I think this is what it is. Like that's the beer.
Is this your baby?
Yeah, this is the baby.
Like the way you were talking.
Yeah, but it's an angry baby. So if I care for it too much, it punches me in the face and makes me end up feeling crook in the morning. But
there's just everything.
It really is for
there's
me.
There's caramel,
I
there's
love it.
toffee, there's biscuit. The aroma though, I know you say you thump this with hops, but you still get malt on the nose.
I was going to mention that, and we had the Bruce earlier, and I think the Bruce is far more aromatic hop-wise than this. I mean, you brew it, I don't. But this is as a double. It's nowhere near hit your face off on the
This
aroma.
has got dankness for me. Like,
It's that you smell it, you're like, this is gonna be, and then you drink it, you're like, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting
And you know
I'm
what?
getting this, brother.
But it's like what you smell is what you taste. Like
Everything follows through.
It's there, and then it hits you, and it's like flavour, but it's just there.
It's a symphony, this beer, because you have your sniff and you go, that's rad, let's have a sip. And then after you have a sip, you go to put it down and you still cop the last little bits. So you go, what was that? I'll smell it again. You put your nose in.
I'm surprised you haven't dumped a kilo of cocaine in it, because we're feeling good. Drinking this, we are feeling good.
I'm saving that for personal use.
Secret ingredients. Yeah, so we don't hold you up forever, mate.
That's all good. Yeah,
Shifty Lizard.
Bloody oath.
Shifty. We're getting to the end of segment 2 here. Everyone's at their.
Do you want to know the name?
Yes, please.
Is
tell
that
us.
what we're gonna? Do you want to fit it in this segment?
Yeah, this segment.
Yeah, quickly. So Shifty Lizard was it was essentially, I am the Shifty Lizard. I am shifty as all fuck, and I have a ginormous lizard in the tank over there, as you can see. It's just there resting on a log. But Shifty was my
head.
I know.
Head on that thing.
It's. I mean, you can touch it if you like.
Always. My hands are a little bit cold. I need to warm. Hang on.
Just rub them together.
So Shifty Lizard is you, mate. That's
Yeah, Shifty. Shifty was my nickname that I developed over in the UK.
Yeah.
It was just a name that kind of seemed to follow me around. I don't know why.
Dodgy?
No, probably
okay.
not. I
Oh,
doubt
let's
it.
not.
Probably.
it was a mover for a short period over there, mate.
And so Shifty was just Shifty followed me, and it became my my nickname. And then when it came to I was doing a bit of online gaming, so I've used Shifty as my username. Just type it in. Nah, already used. All right, big penis. Nah, already used.
Hot guy 69.
Yeah, already used. And then so it was like, all right. And then it just came up recommendation, Shifty Lizard. I'm like, fucking oath, that is me, to a nutshell. So I just went, yep, Shifty Lizard. Started using it as my username, and then obviously I was playing with my mates online and that, and I just started walking into work, and they were just calling me the Shifty Lizard, and so it stuck with me. So when I came back after I travelled and got back to Australia, Shifty Lizard just was, it's just always been embedded in
At
my
the forefront there,
yeah. So and then when it came to actually creating a brewery name, I went through, because my last name's Stone, it was like Stone Brewery, Stone Fish, I'm Awesome Brewery, and shit like that, and it just,
Stone and Wood.
Stone and Wood, oh god damn it, taken,
Fuck 'em up.
username taken, fuck.
Yeah, pricks. Yeah. What could have been?
I know, right?
Slander, sir.
And so Shifty Lizard, and so that's when I messaged Danny. I'm like, look, mate, I've got a name for a brewery and I really need a logo design. It literally took him 2 attempts on what I asked him. I said, I want a French-looking lizard in an imperial pint glass. One of them dimple glasses. And he was like, I'll see what I can do. And literally 2 attempts, and he came back with the original logo. We don't really use it that much now, but the original logo was just like a really shifty-looking lizard guy just sitting in a pint glass, and looked amazing. And I fell in love with it right from then. And then it just evolved, like the brewing aspect and everything else. It just flowed from that point. So Shifty Lizard became an actual thing.
From a gamer tag to a world-class brewery, Shifty Lizard.
World class, yeah. I like that.
What do you reckon?
I like that.
Segment 2 done and dusted. Thank you very much for that, mate. That's lovely. We're going to come back with segment 3. We're going to go into future works.
Yeah.
What is the sky's the limit for this?
Young man. Hey?
Strapping.
Strapping.
No.
Hello, and everybody. Welcome back to segment 3 of Yeah, Beer and That, the Brewers edition. We've got Mr. Shifty Lee Stone, the Lizard himself, and Puppy Yak, and Andrew Jack,
Thank you.
Ladies Man Simpson,
Yes. It's better than the Sex Pest. Thank you.
the sex pest. You used to be.
Yeah.
I don't think you could
anymore?
I can't be.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, he used to
It's a
pick
shame.
up like it was unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah, they were all over 40, but you still did really well.
You look like that photo, though. In that photo you showed me, that's what you get.
That was my prime.
It's all downhill from here.
So we're on to the third segment, being the future of what this establishment is going to turn into.
What you're doing? To,
What
like,
are you-
yeah, where's
where's it head's
taking us?
in your little chimpanzee brain?
Brothel? That's where the money's at. I mean, you can't touch them at the moment, so I suppose make sure we don't go through a virus.
I'll ask Nathan Wilson.
Ask Nathan.
They just lather themselves in sanitizer.
Sit down while you have the drink.
Yeah. What's happening, Shifty Lizard?
What is going on in the Shifty Lizard world, mate? Where are you?
It's
steering this ship?
It's about to, like, when's this being aired actually?
Oh, we'll give us a week or so. Give us a week or two.
All right, nothing. Fuck all's happening. Not much.
Do we need longer? Do we need a longer period? Month?
No, literally big news. Big news.
brother.
Big news. We are about to sign the contract for a new 500 litre brew house.
Brother! My brother!
Because what we all need is more Shifty, mate. That's the thing. More,
Everyone needs a little bit more Shifty in their life.
Yeah.
And lizard.
I was about to say, if I could have more lizard. My missus got more lizard.
And how did you settle on 5?
Yeah, what's...
So it's more of just to be able to scale up in the current venue that we're at, and so obviously we're very limited to space out the back there, and so we're getting a little bit of renovation work done to be able to house this system. And the 500 litre brew house with 2 new 1,000 litre tanks is going to be the new sexy out the back. It's just like it's going to take us to.
Stainless.
Well, it's almost triple the scale that we're currently at.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
That
what
is
we can
so
achieve
good.
on this
brew day,
premises.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're putting out through this place in 1 month roughly around 1,400 to 1,500 litres. This is going to take us to, I think it's about 2,500 litres.
So
No,
we
not
touched
that.
on it in the last
3,500 litres.
in the last segment.
Yep.
That due to the increase, I assume you said we're maybe going to have a couple of limited release every couple of months, and I
Yep.
guess that's due to the increase in volume.
Yep. So
What
that's
do
what
you-
we need to do. Yeah.
Are we allowed to have a little sneak peek of what may be coming out?
Yeah,
Or what?
potentially in the next couple of months.
Are we allowed to have a buzzword maybe?
Is anyone doing the reach under the table? Just
We can both.
incentive. You're gonna need 2 hands here. So,
But whether you want to talk about this coming out, but I assume that's why you talked about the fact that you can have some brews that are going to be seasonal and stuff, is because you're increasing the volume.
Yep. Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of where we've been going and what we wanted to achieve, but it's kind of also helped us in the last kind of 3 to 4 months to be pushed in that direction. We're doing seriously good numbers at the moment through winter, which is normally our summer numbers, but we are now just taking that as we've got to be prepared, and we've now got to drive it so that these numbers in summer are almost double again. So what we are doing, and it's what a lot of the other breweries are doing around SA or around the country, around the world, is bringing out limited release beers regularly. We need something new and interesting all the time. It has to happen. That's what you've got to do to stay interesting, and so people keep picking you up off the shelf. You can have your core range, but you need to create you need to flex your muscle a little bit. You need to be new beer, as close to style as possible, so that people drink it and they're like, fuck.
What excites you? What styles are exciting you at the moment?
My styles that excite me, big, bold and beautiful, so black triple IPA is on our cards. I think it needs to push the boundaries. It needs to be you need that mouthfeel, and I'm not just saying that because big, black and triple is what's going to do it, but it's going to come close to be fair.
It's got to.
Yeah.
My missus talks about that all the time. And I can't work out why. There must have been.
You could paint it.
Yeah.
If you painted it,
That's not gonna help,
you might
brother.
fool her for a
That'll
night.
help, brother.
A black triple IPA. That's rad,
That's
man.
some full-on stuff.
But sour goes, a cherry goza. That's my one for the brand new system.
Is that a little handball? You can let us know on the receiving side there. Is that something?
If you want a piece of it,
Is that something?
if you want to be,
No, I meant for the podcast.
yeah.
He just said on the podcast.
That's what I'm
Well,
saying.
yeah.
Is that something
For
that
tasting,
you're just letting
for
us
new
in
release,
on
yeah.
for a
for
no one
a
else
coin.
knows about?
You guys aren't paying me.
It's a little
Maybe
bit
you
of
need
a-
to start paying
Yeah.
me. Oh, so this is the thing. We could
You think
get
this
some
podcast
money
is
out
going
of
to go
it.
somewhere where we can pay people to be part of it?
Where's the income going at the moment?
Well, I got none.
Yeah, I guess so. The South Chip, man, goes as kind of that style that.
Especially on the south coast, like up the Fleurieu,
Yep.
further you go, I feel
Yep.
like a lot of people get into that style.
We're about to talk straight away beach with your location,
Yeah.
south surfing,
Yeah.
bit of salt water.
Tartness, sourness, cherry, and this is when we're going to release it. It's going to be probably at the height of summer, and so this beautiful beast is going to be done with lactobacillus, so it's going to be that pure kind of sourness that you're going to get from it. The cherry in fermentation. So the colour and depth of the actual beer is going to be phenomenal, and you're just going to sit there and it's going to shout summer to you.
He's definitely brewed this already. He's definitely had a trial batch. Look at this.
Well, no, you say that. I seen a little picture of yours that you were doing a little experimental batch.
Which one was this one?
It was literally, I think
Might
it
be
just
the
went
mead.
up.
The
just-
Melomel.
Melamel, that's it.
No, we
All
don't.
right.
Join a
No,
little-
we can't say anything
No,
more.
we should.
Yeah.
Mead's,
hush, hush.
I'm in love with mead at the moment, so I'd love to. Well, we got one at home actually. Did you take one last time? No, I've got a bottle saved for you.
Beautiful.
Bring you some.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
Well, you've got a couple of these little cheeky bastards that you've brought up for me as well, the Doc. So I mean, maybe we can flip this podcast and be like,
Oh, here we go.
No, we don't.
what's going on here, guys? You've got Doc Brewery. Is it Doc? Yeah, Doc Brewing, right? So, and this one here is essentially what I'm gathering is a very German style or Czech Republic style.
It's a German Oktoberfest beer, mate. That's what we got in the bottle there.
Yeah.
All Wyman malts, traditional German pills, basically with W3470.
Amarillo in there though.
That's my little spin on it.
Okay.
That's my little
Yeah,
spin.
your American spin.
Yeah, my American little, because that was my late edition. So everything else is pretty early and for flavour, and that was my little. I'm going to throw that in at
Yeah.
Whirlpool.
Well,
And
there's no good party unless the Americans don't come and crash it. All right.
isn't that a testament to his brewing knowledge that you straight away like American? He's what's he done to this? He knows the style. He knows that I've done something wrong there. But that's that was my little.
Not
take
wrong.
on
It's
it.
always right. At the end of the day, the beauty of brewing is what you can create and how you can achieve something different with your own little alterations. Why do you doing a two style brew is one thing, and that's exactly what everyone should try and achieve to try and mimic some of their favourite beers from all around the world. But why should you not put the spin on it all the time? Because that also is what makes you unique. And no chef will make the same recipe of a chef that made it, fucking 50 years ago. They have to do their style,
They do
and
their
that's
little-
what makes them different to anybody else. So, definitely.
Mate, Rad,
So-
that's awesome.
So Shifty, can we mentioned earlier about the distillery or the brew still, as I think you call
The
it.
brew distillery,
The brew distillery.
the boob distillery.
The
That's the next stop. That's the next one.
That's the next stop up the road, isn't it? The other venture you have going up at the top
Exactly.
of Willunga there, we won't do a podcast there. What's going on there? You distilling some? We got whiskey, we got gin, we got scotch. What's happening there?
So-
all of the above, or just?
Well, we're
your
starting
efforts?
in the pretty easy range, which is the gin, which is really probably what's happening in the industry at the moment. Like everyone's just all over gin.
Yes,
you
I
know.
love gin.
So that's where we're going. Like the Soulbird. Essentially, Soulbird is the new up and coming entity that's going to be joining Shifty Lizard through in the Willunga Tap House. It's also going to be what is going to then hopefully become a big name brand, and what Shifty has been doing. Hopefully in a couple of years' time, Soulbird, is that almost an orgasm, or is
Can you shut up now? Or what?
I've blown my
Why
lid.
is it
I've blown my
not?
lid.
He's fucking talking.
so rude? Come on. So Soulbird is going to be the new venture. That's where we're going.
So on that, right? No one's questioning how wicked you are of a brewer. Like, this is amazing. Can we kick him out?
One more and he's banished.
It must be the beer. I'm
Think of-
allergic. I love it so much. I'm allergic.
How did you decide on gin? Like, what's the go there?
Well, I think we just need diversity within the product. So, you know, we got to look at really what's trending in the out there for everybody at the moment, and the gin world is going crazy. It's one of the easiest style spirits that you can create. I suppose it also creates a craftiness that beer does, you know. You can experiment with so many different ingredients, and that is the beauty of it. It's like you're not just doing something that's the same as anybody else. It's what you add into it. It's how much you add into it. It's the way you kind of distill it. It was a no-brainer, because at the end of the day, if we could, all we need to do now is open a winery, because then we can just have a piece of everything to offer.
You get all the pieces of the pie, mate. Every single slice.
Yeah, and what we get in the Shifty Lizard Tap House is, you know, like we get, you know, beer drinkers predominantly, but we want more. We want people to come and have a full experience. We don't just want them to come in and go, oh, I'm a beer drinker, but my partner isn't. She's going to sit there and drink water. We want her or him to have that experience as well.
So you're about giving the full experience to whoever.
So are these
100%. Yeah.
Is the gin side with the botanicals aimed at what you like? I mean, is it coriander, root seed, whatever? Or are you experimenting with your partner?
We're doing that anyway, to be fair, so...
Get the change out. But the botanical side of it, I mean, is that something that is going to be personal to you as well through Shifty? Or are you really, only because I say that on the beer side, that you've made so many adjustments to your particular taste with the IPAs and the English and the American, and how you feel it going. Is the gin side going to be your botanical determination, or is it going to be
my little
someone
twist
else?
on how I create my...
Or are you passing the flavour over to someone else?
I will do the twist. You know, like you got to, you know, to make it, again, like what I was saying, to make it yours, you've got to throw something in there a little bit different to what everyone else is doing. And obviously you've got your coriander and your junipers that are always going to be the big standout. Well, not necessarily, they don't have to be, but they're the flavours that you've got to incorporate to get that, you know, that gin flavour that people can relate to. But we are definitely, I'm throwing in my different spin when it comes to botanicals.
So throwing Cascade, Amarillo, we're putting these
children, all sorts of things into it. Smoke ash. It just creates that, you know, texture of it. But
when can we see some Soulbird?
Soulbird. That's a good question. It's a very, very good question. So we're very much in the experimental. We are currently using some of our experimental gin in the new release cocktails at the Shifty Lizard Tap House. So you can come and sit here and you can have a bit of that gin in your cocktail.
Fridays from 5 p.m. We got 50-cent wings.
Yep.
Thursday happy hour 4 to 7.
Taco Thursday now as well.
Taco, yeah.
$6 tacos.
So where's the gin? Cocktail hour. Where's that?
So cocktail hour is it's to come. I suppose it's more of getting everybody in at the moment to just experience what we've created, without trying to make it a cheap product. Yeah. So rather than giving people a discount on it at the moment, they can come in and see for themselves the quality of the actual cocktails. And then when we get when it starts to happen, we can start to give those people those discounts and that they, you know, to draw them in a little bit more. But at the moment, I think it all speaks for itself.
Yeah, fuck yes.
So we don't need it.
Totally. Yeah.
Don't need it.
Yeah, I was fucking wrong.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. And that's so you get down to the tap house and try it. Get out down here and try it.
Yep. 100%.
Just a quick one before maybe you wrap up.
Now we've got more stories. We got your story. We've got some stories that we went to draw back on from segment 1, though, right?
What were the stories, Shifty?
Oh God, I told you to get a notebook.
I
out.
did.
Yeah, you
actually
made a comment like that
because we needed it.
So we're only in the future.
He knows. That's why he's coming up.
Fuck that. So in the future, it's only going to be some seasonal cans.
So
we expect
canning,
them to be-
yes, canning.
The line's coming in, or are we doing it offside, or how are we canning?
Let's go to callbacks.
Well, whilst we are working on the we can't go back all the way to what we need him to say, which is going to be gold, podcast gold, I reckon. But essentially, what we're going back to is, so we're moving all limited release from the end of September, start of October, all into can. Everything will go into can as a limited release product. As we draw down on our bottle stock labels, we will then start to merge all of our core range into can.
Yeah.
We look to actually try and keep part of the, or a percentage of the product into bottles as well, but majority of it is going to go can. That's where the industry wants it, and it's what we discussed before. It's how it has to go. We have to go there, and it demands it. And so with the new big brew house, we're going to be able to produce most of it on site, but hopefully demand, and hopefully what we're trying to achieve and where we're trying to push it to is going to mean that we have to continue to contract brew.
Yeah.
So we've got contacts and we're working with them, and we currently contract through some venues and all that kind of stuff. But every recipe comes from here, and then and in the actual brew houses where it gets rolled out to. Yeah. So
he just pointed to his magic hat, by the way.
Yes, it's the sorting hat, or the brewing sorting hat. It tells me what to do.
That's so good, Liam. I can't wait to start seeing the entire range come out in cans. It's going to be heavy, and it's all about weight in it.
Yeah.
This has become a little happy place of mine.
Yes.
I think more so for Chris.
Yes, it's definitely my new favourite. I'm not a
and we had a conversation off air a little bit around why Shifty's become our little happy place.
This beer has a lot to do with it as well.
And this beer
is
is
the finisher. It finishes
fucking
you off.
big
It's like
one.
it's the last tug. I suppose the last tug.
We'll call it the vinegar strike. We will.
You're grabbing the salt because you're about ready.
Yeah. Sorry, Mum.
So tell us about this, Lee.
Stouty,
before you do, can I just say that we had a little while ago, and I think we've actually talked about it on our Year Beer in that podcast. We tasted like 12 different stouts blind, right? And we all voted on.
Hang on, were we blind to the take, or were we blind?
No, blind. Like so, and we all. It was a unanimous decision that this was the best stout that we tasted. We tasted some amazing South Australian produce, by the way.
What else?
And this was. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to stay up anyone else. But the main.
Yes,
few big
yeah,
ones
no, I do
were all,
remember.
And this is our absolute favourite stout. This is it.
It just hits all the right.
Stouty mixed stout face. Please tell everyone, mate, what we're tasting and smelling and enjoying.
Well, do you know the beauty of this? We got you guys up to do a tasting video, which was recently put onto our socials.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the Giller. That was the monster that made you forget about the whole night.
Yeah.
So,
that bastard.
So Stouty McStout Face is never touched recipe. It's just been what it is, you know? Never touched it. As soon as I created it.
Let's just focus on beer, alright?
So, Stouty McStout Face was just like original creation. You know, what I wanted to achieve was very traditional style. I wanted to have that oomph of like coffee, you know, that you normally always get with stout, the warmingness that you get, balanced out by a little bit of chocolate malt, a little bit of crystal malt to sweeten it. It had to just be warming. It had to feel right down the throat, something you could drink all year round as well. So it's not like, you know, it has to be super chilled or anything like that. It's just, it had to be what it is, you know, and that's a testament, for me it was a testament to traditional stout and how it came about. Why you know, you can over hop a stout, and that's because you're going in a different direction. You can never turn around and go, this is, you know, stout. You've got to be true to the flavour, because at the end of the day, you know, my dad drinks this, my grandpa drinks this, my uncle's grandpa, all of the people that, you know, grew up on this stuff, that's what they want to feel every single time. And every time somebody says this is a stout, that's what they should feel as well. You know,
You're really passionate about it.
Oh, mate, I
We're
just.
saying that the Gila was the baby.
Yeah,
This has
I
got to
think
be.
this might
Oh,
be.
God. I'm the
listen.
one cradling
Yeah,
five
I don't know what's going
children.
on here.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I think we might have to flip a coin. No, actually, I'm certain this is your baby.
I think the Gila. He was real passionate, but this.
No, I don't know. This took another step.
Okay.
It went emotional there, didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Yeah.
Where the
If the
tissues.
Gila takes out a gold, then I would
Make
disown all of my other children and make it my favourite.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just, man, it is just so much of everything. Like it's so well balanced. It's got the aroma is you're wanting more, but the flavors are just it's just harmonious. I think I've said it before.
Yeah. I think I even said when we
Thank
taste
you.
this beer, like, it's a delicate beer.
Yeah.
For a stout, it's delicate. Like
But it's
it does
approachable
everything.
too.
That's,
If
and
you want
that's
to pick
my
it to
point.
pieces, you
That's
can
my
you
point.
can find so much
Like
in there.
It's the
you
middle.
have a
But
non
it's
just the
crafter
middle.
go,
It's
here's a
just-
black beer, drink it, and they're going to go, wow, that's sweet without being overpowering,
Yeah.
and really coffee, and everyone knows coffee, and it's really good.
Yeah.
So I think the future is bright.
Future is definitely bright.
Or
for
dark.
Shifty.
Yeah.
Or dark.
Or dark.
We've held you up for long enough tonight, mate. So we want to kind of get you going. Thank you very much, mate, for obviously sitting with us. It's been rad to come back and have a chat to you.
Pleasure.
We feel like we're obviously stealing you from everyone else
And privileged.
and privileged, and
Yeah.
we're definitely taking advantage of the fact that you're happy to sit with us for sure. Please let us know where we can find you, what we can do, socials. Let everyone know where you're at, mate.
So website, shiftylizard.com, Facebook, Shifty Lizard Brewery, same with the Instagram. Yet to get on Twitch. I've got to figure that out.
Well,
Or
we'll
something
get you on
like
Twitch,
that.
mate. Don't
You
do
can
it.
Twitch me a little bit. And obviously the beer bubble, you know, like, so over there, viewers, I think there's a couple of people still watching, which is beautiful considering this is the first live stream. So
A couple more coming.
thank you very much, guys. Absolutely appreciated. So the beer bubble, there's no website, but the beer bubble on both Facebook and Instagram. You know, this has been me, and I'm Shifty. So
Thanks heaps, mate. Look,
Thanks for
that's
coming.
excellent.
Yeah, love it,
Everyone,
mate.
check him out. Get
Good
some
on
beer
you.
into you. Thanks for listening. We'll see you down at the Tap House. Thanks, man.
All right.
beautiful.